When I tell you the chess match we're going to watch today is unbelievable, you might think I'm being hyperbolic. I am not. This chess match left me with my jaw on the floor. I don't want to spoil anything in this game. I want you to experience it as close as possible to how I did while I was playing it, with each move bringing either horror or joy. One of those two emotions was felt basically every move of this game. So now that you're on the edge of your seat, let's jump into it. So this game starts very standard. When I play white, I'm typically playing the Vienna opening right now, just trying to learn the lines, trying to learn what to do in different situations. And in this situation, I do not end up getting the Vienna Gambit. I end up getting the standard, the classical, the four knights game that sometimes happens when you play the Vienna, which is totally fine. I end up putting some pressure on the queen side knight. I like doing this because you can sometimes force the doubling pawns if they end up pushing over here, and instead of falling back, if they don't have another pawn here or something, I like it. It's a fun opening. It kind of messes the structure up on one side of the board so you can predict and kind of start moving your pieces to king side. I like it. It feels fun and it's okay. So in this situation, he decides to move his knight instead of pressuring my bishop. I decide to take the pawn because it's undefended, and then he decides to take bishop and I take his knight back. So the exchanges are not perfect, they're not optimal, but I'm in an okay spot. I'm happy to get a knight and a pawn and have a decent amount of center board control. He decides to put some pressure on my knight, and I decide to run away. I'm a scared little baby. That's okay. Nothing wrong with being a scared baby in chess. If you want to keep your pieces protected, I think that's totally fine. At least that's how I've been playing. Sometimes I'm a little scared to trade, okay? I should probably trade a little bit more, but this game I didn't, okay? Don't worry. The craziness is coming. The craziness will be happening very soon. So I move my knight back. We've now got both knights beside each other. They're holding hands, talking about their future together. I lose my pawn in the middle of the board and I decide to castle. Seems like a pretty good time to castle because if he goes here, he's going to be targeting the queen and the rook. So I'm able to kind of get rid of that fork threat. And then he decides to threaten my other knight. So I don't want to lose the knight. I want to maintain some center board presence, and this is a pretty safe move to do that. So I move over, get threatened by the queen, and I decide, you know what? I want to keep this knight where he is. I parked him here. He's going to stay here. I end up throwing my pawn in to protect. It's not the greatest move. It's, I think the engine says it's an inaccuracy, but he ends up also making an inaccuracy by pressuring. So we're at about even right now. You can see by the analysis tool, we're about even. And here, my thought process, this was my thought process, okay? This is the first blunder of the game. I think I have like 37 blunders and there's like 12 moves, okay? There's so many blunders that we're gonna look at. It gets even crazier, okay? My thought process here was this. If I do this and I'm pressuring a rook, he's going to want to take with the queen. That's going to give me this knight to save, to protect. He can go do whatever he needs to do. That was my thought process. However, I overlooked the fact that he could just take that knight and put my king into check, forcing me to move because I cannot move up. The knight is protecting that, and then losing my other knight to the king, okay? It's not off to a great start. It's not off to a great start, but I promise you, please stick around. At one point, I audibly gasped while playing this game, okay? It's coming. I decide to pressure the queen. He decides to throw a fork onto my king and my queen. But listen, I'm big brain, and instead of letting him take, I decide to sacrifice the rook to keep my queen alive. Seems like a good trade to me. I feel like, you know, that's okay. If he moves down, I get to take. We're not completely screwed just yet. This is a very scary position for my king to be in, but I've still got some moves to make. What am I doing here? I'm throwing the king into check, okay? I still have a move. This is a mistake. This isn't a good thing to do, but I'm buying myself at least a little bit of time. He decides to pressure me. I decide to go back. So nothing really changes here, okay? At this point, you can see in the evaluation bar, black is absolutely winning. There is no possible way for me to win if black just plays the right moves. Listen, I know things don't look great for my king right now, but what if I told you that the king is gonna go from h1 to a6? What if I told you that that happens in this game? Would that intrigue you? Would you be interested to continue watching? I hope so, because that might happen in this game. And if that happens in this game, I want you to do one thing. I want you to like the video. And if you really like the video, if you have a lot of fun while you're here, maybe consider subscribing. I would appreciate if you did both of those things. But now, let's watch what might be the greatest king pilgrimage in chess history. He moves his rook over. This is the best move. He is getting ready to launch a nuke, okay, at my home. All right, my family's eating dinner. We have no idea what is in store for us. I move my pawn. Okay, this is the only way that I maybe possibly survive. He attacks me. I attack him. He attacks me. I run away. This is not looking good at all. There is nothing about this situation that is redeemable. I fully accept responsibility for my actions in playing the wrong moves and blundering early, okay? I'm put into check yet again. Not a great spot to be in. I can't move down. I can't move up. The only forced move that I have is to move the pawn to protect. Okay, this is forced. This is forced. This is not looking very good because I'm going to be checkmated right away. Okay, he goes here. He takes the pawn that's protecting, meaning that I have one more forced move down. Okay. You know what? We're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to be checkmated. I've fully accepted. We're dying. We're dying to checkmate. I'm losing some elo this game. Okay, he moves over. Oh, okay. He decides to move over. I'm pretty sure in this position, there's a way for him to get check. I think if he just moves here, it's checkmate. Like, right? If he moves here, I can't attack. I can't move. I can't move. Checkmate. Okay. He decides not to do that. He moves over here. This gives me no hope whatsoever. I still think, okay, he just didn't like that pawn, you know? Screw that guy in particular. I move over. He moves down. This is best. There's no way to put me into checkmate here. I move over. He moves his other bishop. I move over. He moves his queen. I move over. He moves his bishop. I move over. This is forced, by the way. Almost all of these moves are forced, okay? My king went from one side of the board to the other, and now I'm in with all my friends. I got a bunch of pawns around me. I've got a bishop. I got a rook. Things are feeling pretty good. I am still absolutely losing, by the way, okay? He puts me into check again. I run away. He now moves this little pawn. Okay, this little pawn here. This little pawn is going to be very important in a little while. Trust me. I decide to stop his advance so that he cannot put me into check with this pawn. Is this the best idea in the world? I don't know, but it seemed right in the moment. I was like, okay, well, if he puts me into check here, I can't move back. I can move over. He can move this. There's some pieces that are coming my way that I don't like. I want to stop this pawn. Okay, we stop the pawn. He moves this pawn to attack me. I decide I'm going to move up. If he takes the pawn here, I've got pieces to take back. Why not? I'm going to move up. I'm protected now. There's no way that the queen can really do anything. So he moves up. He decides to put me in check. Again, this is the best move for him in this position. But I can move up. Okay, that's cool. Basically forced. It's not forced completely, but it's basically forced. He decides to put me in check again. I jump. I'm up. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll go this way. This is fine. I could have taken this pawn at any point, by the way, but I didn't. Because I could somehow see into the future what was going to happen in just a few moves. He decides to put me in check yet again. So I take the pawn, right? That makes a lot of sense. This is forced. I have to take the pawn. It's the only way that I can survive. He puts me into check. But I take the bishop that's hanging from putting me into check. Okay, Still losing, by the way. If you've noticed, the evaluation bar has not moved for the last 20 moves. I've been losing this game the entire time. He puts me into check yet again. I move over. There is no way that he can protect this rook. If he moves here, I can take. If he moves here, I can take. If he moves here, I can take. There is zero way that he can protect this rook. However, if he moves his queen over to here, he protects the rook. He does not do that. I take the rook. It's forced. He forces me to take his rook. Now he moves where he should have moved in the first place. Okay. Right? He forced, like, he could have done this. I don't know if he misclicked. I have no idea. But now I'm able to take this other pawn. Okay. Wait a minute. This is getting crazy. I've taken a bishop, a rook, and a pawn with my king that was originally on h1. This is the pilgrimage of the ages for this king, okay? He puts me into check one more time. I move up. He's building, he's gonna destroy me. Look at this. Checkmate. Checkmate. This is checkmate. I can't move here. I can't take. I can't move. I can't move. I can't move. I can't move. Checkmate. You have one move to make and you will checkmate me. Sorry. I can't move anywhere after he does this, right? I'm not in checkmate here, but I have other legal moves, okay? So I move my pawn up, which means this is no longer checkmate, right? This is no longer checkmate. And he puts his queen here. He gifts me the queen. I take it. And he resigns immediately. He immediately resigns. I don't actually think there was any way for him to win the game after this. If he takes, I take. It's now a rook and a bishop against 4 pawns. These two are on the easiest rank, the easiest files to attack with my rook. When he moved his queen here, I'm not kidding you, I audibly gasped while I was playing the game. I literally went, I'm not kidding you. I could not believe this evaluation bar. At what move did it say I was completely losing? Let's just double check here. After the queen trade, I believe this is where I'm completely losing. On move 16, with my king on h1, I am completely losing. Over 20 moves later, my king has like 4 confirmed kills and gets this guy to resign. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how this guy missed like 3 dead to rights checkmates, but he did. And if there can be a lesson in this, it is this. Never back down, never give up, fight to your very last breath, because you might be playing against a literal goldfish controlling the board. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to analyze my own insane game. What I would ask of you is, if you have any games that you would like me to analyze, share them with me. Give me a link to the game or whatever it might be. I would love to commentate over a crazy game, an insane game. Like I said, this was the craziest chess game maybe ever, maybe of all time. I had a ton of fun playing it, even more fun reliving it. I hope you had just as much fun as I did. That's the video for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.